guys, it's Appleminte. Welcome back again to my channel. So you might have read today's video title and said to yourself, wait a minute, am I seeing that? Yeah, I haven't done a Drawing Your OCs video in over a year. My last one was last February. So I figured it was time because I get countless questions and people asking just for me to do it again. So I figured I would. And I had you guys send me your characters. I received over 500 in the span of 24 hours, which is crazy. Thank you guys for all of your excitement and enthusiasm. So the first character that I chose today, her name is Melo, and she was sent to me by Cherry Miko. I saw her design and immediately just felt the strong urge to draw her. I really loved the color palette that was chosen for this character, how everything just looks so light and dainty, and I really wanted to draw her in my style. So I decided to go with a classic pose of her drinking strawberry milk because in the email it was described that she likes drinking strawberry milk, so why not, right? I haven't done one of these videos, like I mentioned, in over a year, and I used to do them almost every month. That was like, I think 2 years ago, and then last year I did maybe one or two, and then I kind of like dropped off from the series. But I don't really know why I did, because you guys seem to really like this series a lot. And when I stop making these videos, you guys always ask for more. So if you really like this series and you want me to continue doing it here and there, rather than once a year, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments below, because I think it's always fun to see other people's characters drawn in artists' styles or other artists' styles. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, because that's the only way, or leave a like on the video, because that's the only way I will know if you actually like seeing more of this series and you want me to bring it back. Anyway, with this character, the one thing that I had the most fun drawing was her hair. I liked the spirals, but they weren't like too tight of spiral curls, so I thought that was really fun, and I wanted to make them really loose and flowy and then bouncy toward the bottoms. And in the background, you'll see I added just some little fruits and hearts because I want to do something colorful behind her at the end. But for now, this is just what I'm kind of sketching in there. One thing I'll say is I don't think I had colors that exactly fit her color palette. So I tried to use things that were close. My drawing is going to be a little bit more on the saturated side rather than the lighter side, more pastel-y side like the original drawing on the left there. So I apologize if it's not the exact colors that was used in the original. And most of that comes from, I think, this side of the hair, the right side, because I used this dusty rosy color that I have. And in my head, before I started using it, I was like, yeah, this is the color, right? And then I guess I thought this color was lighter because I don't use it very often, but turns out it is not, and I kind of already committed to it, so I stuck with it and tried to blend it with some other pinks as I went, and some browns for shading. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit on the dark side. So overall, like, my color palette looks okay, it's just not the exact color palette that was from the drawing. So I'm just putting that out there, just in case anybody's wondering why my colors aren't exact. But you guys sent me, like I said, over 500 drawings in the span of 24 hours. Well, actually, that's separate emails. Within emails, some people attached a few drawings, so I guess you guys sent me more than 500 submissions. But as I said, I appreciate you guys all being excited about this series and sending in your submissions, because if you didn't, I'd have nothing to draw. So thank you for that. I also really like this character's socks. That was just another thing. Like, the whole bunny theme on this is really adorable, and I just think this character is really well done overall. So Cherry Miko, you did a great job designing this character. She's really cute. And for the shading of the white areas, because in the original they tend to go with a more cream color for shading, which I could swear I have a cream colored, I think, Ohuhu marker somewhere. I cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know where it went. So I've been using a warm gray or like a light toasty brown, which I have both of. So I go kind of between those if I don't want a gray that's too straight on gray. But for this, I decided to use a very, very light brown to shade the white areas because I just didn't want it to be too gray. I wanted it to stay within the same color family rather than just putting like a cool gray in there. And then for the background, I chose a light rosy orange color, and I put a big rectangle behind her to fill in the space, but a little bit askew on purpose there. And then I was just gonna color in all the rest of the stuff. And the way I colored the bunny kind of reminded me like a toasted marshmallow, because I ended up using that light brown color and blending it out with the colorless blender. So it looks almost like he's a marshmallow, and he looks very delicious. So I don't know if that's the original intention of the bunny character, but I kind of marshmallowified him, I'm sorry. Anyway, that is my interpretation of your character Melo. I hope you like it. I hope you guys all like it. And now on to the next character. So this next character was sent to me by Turtle Sketches, and this is their OC, Thomas. And yes, I know everybody is falling out of their chairs right now because I'm drawing a guy. But before I go into any of that, I just want to tell you a little bit about the description that was added in the email about this character. Some of the things they said is that he is very smart, he has ice powers, which I think is pretty awesome. He's pretty formal because he was trained to be very polite by his mother, and he is sarcastic and to himself a lot. So because of that, I decided to make his pose a little bit more like he's kind of relaxed, but he's just to himself. So when I was saying that I picked a guy for today's video, whenever I get emails with characters, a lot of people who send me their guy character write something along the lines of, oh, here's my character, but it's a guy, and I know you don't draw guys, so you probably won't pick him. And I do try to branch out and draw guys as of like the last year or so. I've really been trying. But I will say, of all the emails that I get and all the submissions that come through, I would say about 80% of those are female characters and maybe 20%-ish are guys. I don't get a lot of guy submissions in the first place, so when I'm trying to decide who to draw and I'm going through all the submissions, it's a much smaller percentage of the characters that I'm receiving. So it's not that I'm literally trying to avoid drawing guys for these OC videos, it's that I just don't get a lot of them in the first place. So, you know, there just happens to be more female characters to sift through. And I'm trying to be fair to everybody and look at everybody's character and just pick ones that I think stand out or might be fun to draw or, you know, change into my style. So yeah, it has nothing to do with characters being a guy if I don't draw them. I just don't get a lot of them. Anyway, like I said before, he has ice powers, so I decided to give him kind of a crystalline icicle structure background, and he's sitting upon them as well, because I'd imagine if he has ice powers, he's probably not very bothered by the cold. So I think it's also nice to add a little bit of a background. It doesn't always have to be a square. Like the last one I did a little bit of a rectangle, but I added in some other things, and I just think it fills up the page a bit more when I add a little something back there, even if it's nothing too detailed. And whereas in the last drawing I mentioned that I didn't have colors that I felt exactly matched the original drawing, in this one I actually felt pretty lucky and I did have these colors that I think pretty closely match the original coloring of the character. And I think that's just because I happened to have refilled some of my Copic markers during Black Friday. I bought a few new ones, like the skin color that he has, I believe is E35, and I just bought a new one a few months ago, so I ran out of it, I refilled it, and look, it happens to be that I need it today. For the grays in his outfit, I was originally going to pick a cool gray because he does have a lot of blues in his design, and cool grays typically are more on the bluish side, so it's usually what you would reach for when you're doing something with blues or purples or, you know, something on the more cool side. But I decided to go with a warm gray here only because his hair almost looked like it would be more of like a cream color to me, and I wanted to get that right first. So I went with a warm gray in his hair, which I think fits, but then I didn't want to use a different gray for the rest of his outfit, so I went and I just stuck with warm grays and used those. So yeah, I think they still work, honestly. I don't think they're too like they stand out too much because I used really light ones, so I think it works. Another thing that was fun to color was the argyle on his sweater. At first I looked at it and I was like, how am I gonna draw this pattern? And then I realized, oh wait, it's just a bunch of lines that are connected to make a bunch of diamonds, so it's really not that bad. But yeah, I liked his design overall, and he was very fun to draw. His color palette is simplistic, but I still had a lot of fun with it, and I do like simplistic color palettes because I think it lets the colors that are there like really shine through. Like the blues here really pop because everything else around it is grays and browns, so I think that it looks really good together. But anyway, yeah, that is my drawing of Thomas. I hope you like it, and thank you so much for sending him to me. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you guys want to see more of these OC videos, you really want me to bring the series back and do them every now and then, please leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments below so I know that you want to see more, because that's how I gauge a popularity of a certain video topic, is how much people are interacting or liking the video. So definitely let me know if you want to see more, and I'll do my best to listen to you guys. As always, all of my links are in the description box below. I've got the link to my online shop, I've got my Instagram, my Patreon pin club, and my Discord server. So please check all of that out and support me if you can in some way. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Bye bye.